Have you ever felt a strange tension in the air when you share good news? Or noticed a subtle shift in someone's demeanor when you achieve something great? It's a peculiar feeling, isn't it? As if your light, instead of inspiring, casts an uncomfortable shadow for someone else. In a world that often celebrates success, it's easy to overlook the silent, sometimes painful, emotion of envy that can simmer beneath the surface of seemingly normal interactions. But what if you could recognize these hidden currents? What if understanding them not only protected your peace but also offered a profound insight into human nature, helping you navigate your relationships with wisdom and grace? This video is for you, the insightful, the observant, the one who seeks deeper understanding. Before we dive into these illuminating signs, take a moment to hit that subscribe button. Join our community of like-minded individuals who are on a journey to cultivate wisdom, resilience, and a deeper understanding of themselves and the world around them. Your support helps us continue to create content that empowers and inspires. Sign 1. Excessive criticism or backhanded compliments. One of the most telling signs that someone secretly envies you is their tendency towards excessive criticism or the delivery of backhanded compliments. Imagine this scenario. You've just poured your heart and soul into a project, and it's met with success. Instead of genuine praise, you hear, "That's good, but it would have been even better if you had done X, Y, and Z." Or, "You're so lucky things just always seem to work out for you." The compliment is there, yes, but it's immediately undermined, diluted by a suggestion of inadequacy or attributed to sheer chance rather than your effort and skill. From a psychological perspective, this behavior stems from a need to diminish your achievements, to feel better about their own perceived shortcomings. They can't bring themselves to fully acknowledge your success because it highlights what they feel they lack. The ancient Stoics understood the destructive nature of external validation and the importance of focusing on one's inner virtue. Epictetus, for instance, would remind us not to be disturbed by the opinions of others, for their judgments are not within our control. When faced with such criticism, a Stoic approach would be to examine the feedback dispassionately. Is there any truth to it that can help me grow? If not, let it pass like a cloud in the sky. Their envy is a reflection of their internal struggle, not a statement about your worth. By understanding this, you can detach from the sting of their words and maintain your inner equilibrium. You realize their attempt to dim your light comes from their own darkness, and your peace is far too valuable to be disturbed by it. Sign 2. Gloating over your setbacks. Another powerful indicator of secret envy is when someone seems to gloat, however subtly, over your setbacks or failures. This isn't about healthy empathy or offering support during a difficult time. Instead, you might notice a fleeting smirk, a quick shift in their tone to one of barely concealed satisfaction, or an eagerness to discuss your misfortune in detail. They might even offer advice that feels less like genuine help and more like a way to subtly remind you of your predicament. Psychologically, this behavior provides a perverse sense of relief for the envious person. Your struggle momentarily alleviates the discomfort they feel about their own position relative to yours. It creates a temporary leveling of the playing field, allowing them to feel superior or less inferior. The Stoic philosopher Seneca spoke extensively about the nature of adversity and how it serves as an opportunity for growth in the display of virtue. He would likely view such gloating not as a reflection of your failure, but as a stark revelation of the other person's character and lack of wisdom. For you, the setback is an exercise in resilience. For them, it's a moment of shallow triumph. When you encounter this, recognize it as a clear sign of their inner turmoil. Your response should be one of quiet dignity and focus on what you can control: your attitude, your efforts to overcome the challenge, and your commitment to your own growth. Their reaction to your misfortune speaks volumes about them, not about you. Sign 3. Mimicry without acknowledgement. Have you ever noticed someone subtly or not so subtly adopting your ideas, your style, or even your phrases, but never giving you credit? This mimicry without acknowledgement is a classic sign of secret envy. It goes beyond simple admiration or inspiration. It's an appropriation that seeks to claim your originality as their own, often with the underlying belief that if they possess aspects of what makes you successful or admired, they too will achieve similar standing. Psychologically, this behavior stems from a desire to close the gap between where they perceive themselves to be and where they perceive you to be. They admire what you have or who you are, but instead of working to cultivate their own unique path, they attempt to replicate yours, perhaps thinking that by imitating the external trappings of your success, they can achieve the same internal state or recognition. From a Stoic perspective, this sign is a valuable lesson in understanding that true worth comes from within, not from external recognition or the opinions of others. Marcus Aurelius constantly reminded himself to focus on his own internal fortress, his character, and his actions. If someone mimics you, it may be irritating, but it ultimately has no bearing on your virtue or your intrinsic value. Your originality and your efforts are your own, regardless of whether someone else tries to replicate them. The Stoic response would be to remain undisturbed. Let them mimic. Your true strength and unique essence cannot be copied. They are forged through your own experiences and choices. This recognition allows you to see their actions as a testament to your influence rather than a threat to your identity. Sign 4. Undermining your accomplishments to others. A particularly insidious sign of secret envy is when someone consistently downplays or actively undermines your accomplishments when speaking to others, especially in your absence. They might tell stories that diminish your contributions, highlight minor flaws in your work, or attribute your success to external factors like luck or favoritism rather than your hard work and talent. Oh, she only got that promotion because she's good at networking. Or, his project was successful, but he had a lot of help. Psychologically, this is an attempt to manage the cognitive dissonance they feel. Your success is a constant reminder of what they might feel they lack, and by chipping away at its legitimacy in the eyes of others, they can reduce the perceived gap between your standing and theirs. It's a way to protect their ego and prevent others from viewing you too favorably, which would only exacerbate their feelings of envy. A Stoic approach to this behavior involves a deep understanding of what is within your control and what is not. You cannot control what others say about you, nor can you control their envy. What you can control is your integrity, your efforts, and your commitment to your own values. Epictetus taught that we should not be troubled by the thoughts or words of others, for they are external and irrelevant to our inner peace. When you learn that someone has been speaking ill of you or undermining your achievements, the wise response is not to engage in gossip or retribution, but to focus on continuing to do good work and living in accordance with your principles. Your actions will speak louder than their envious whispers, and your inner peace will remain unperturbed by their attempts to diminish you. Sign 5. Obvious discomfort with your good fortune. This sign is often more felt than seen and almost palpable discomfort when you share good news or achieve a milestone. You might notice a sudden change in their body language, a stiffening, a lack of genuine eye contact, or a forced smile that doesn't reach their eyes. Their verbal responses might be brief, unenthusiastic, or quickly diverted away from your success. Instead of celebrating with you, they seem to simply tolerate your good fortune, eager to change the subject or find a flaw. Psychologically, this discomfort arises from the internal conflict of witnessing your happiness and success while simultaneously struggling with their own feelings of inadequacy or resentment. Your joy, instead of being shared, inadvertently highlights what they perceive as their own deficiencies or missed opportunities. They might even experience a form of emotional pain or distress that manifests as this observable discomfort. From a Stoic perspective, this reaction in others serves as a powerful reminder of the importance of emotional detachment from external opinions and reactions. Your happiness and success are not contingent on another person's approval or enthusiastic validation. Marcus Aurelius often meditated on the transient nature of external events and the foolishness of tying one's internal state to them. When you observe this discomfort, it's an opportunity to practice empathy, recognizing their struggle without allowing it to diminish your own genuine joy. You can choose to be happy for your own achievements, regardless of how others receive them. Their discomfort is their burden, not yours. Your inner peace and satisfaction come from within, from knowing you've acted virtuously and diligently, and that is all that truly matters. Sign 6. Competing with you, even in unrelated areas. Finally, a strong indicator of secret envy is a consistent and sometimes irrational need to compete with you, even in areas completely unrelated to your primary interactions or shared interests. If you mention a new hobby, they suddenly take it up and insist on being better. If you buy a new item, they acquire a similar or supposedly superior one soon after. This isn't healthy competition that inspires mutual growth. It's a relentless drive to one-up you, to prove their superiority or at least their equal standing in almost every conceivable domain. Psychologically, this behavior is a desperate attempt to validate themselves and quell the internal pain of feeling lesser than. Your achievements or choices trigger their own insecurities, and their competitive response is a defense mechanism. They believe that by outperforming you, they can resolve their feelings of envy and reclaim a sense of self-worth. However, this is a treadmill that offers no true satisfaction, as genuine self-worth comes from internal validation, not external comparison. The Stoic philosophers would strongly caution against the trap of external comparison. Seneca, in particular, emphasized the importance of looking inward and focusing on one's own progress and virtues. Competing with others is a path to perpetual dissatisfaction, as there will always be someone with more, or someone who achieves different things. When you encounter this constant one-upping, a Stoic response is to simply let them compete. Do not engage. Focus on your own race, your own values, and your own path. Their competition is a desperate cry for validation that you cannot and should not attempt to fulfill. Your peace lies in detaching from this external game and finding contentment in your own journey, undisturbed by the endless comparisons of others.